in Osmosis Jones reboot with David Hyde Pierce and fucking.
Holy shit! I take Osmosis Jones too. Bill Murray still works at the zoo. He's 75, still at the zoo.
Still treating his body like shit.
Still like shit. His daughter's like a super scientist now. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Osmosis Jones too.
Holy shit!
That'd be it'd probably do better than Expend4BLES.
It couldn't be worse. That movie was as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution.
It's worse than Dragon Ball
It might be
Evolution.
worse.
Dragon Ball Evolution has a property we can get
Holy
attached to at least.
shit.
Yeah. Goku at least does a Kamehameha, kind of
an airbender
an
one.
airbending move, but
It's Cinemagasm on Coming This Summer.
we lost a pillow.
Oh, God, hurry. Quick.
Our pillow left the video quicker
Pillows
than
are
our
more
viewers.
important than us.
Oh, my God.
What a shit movie weekend.
Oh, my God.
We have a review for The Expendables. Check that out. It was not good. It was.
Terrible.
We have not seen good movies.
Expend for terribles.
Yeah, Expend4BLES.
Yeah, expend for blows.
He's like,
guys.
thumbnail.
Yeah. Yes, got it. Yeah. Well, I can't keep doing One Piece thumbnails. I've tapped that well.
Put the hat on Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone. Everyone gets the Luffy
They're both
hat.
Luffy. Just make their clothes red and
Hey,
give them
gets
a
the views.
fucking.
Thank you. All right. So
Where do we start, man? We got a lot to get into this week. Happy Monday, by the way. Happy Cinemagasm Day.
happy Cinemagasm.
Happy Cinema. It's National Cinemagasm Day. Okay.
Hopefully we look good. We've got new equipment. We upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
On the camera side.
I say we start with some MCU Marvel stuff. We got a couple of stories from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Echo Show.
We got our phones on for breaking news now. We're trying to be on it.
We're trying to be on point. Yeah. The Echo Show.
Yes.
Dropped down to 5 episodes and not 6, which is, I
Which
think, something we have
We
said.
have reported that it's been getting sliced and cut for the last year.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be, 10, I think?
12, I think. Yeah, 10 or 12. It was supposed to be like double a
Then
regular
we heard it got
series.
cut to 8.
hmm
Then
Now
we got
6.
cut to 6.
Now 5.
And in that story, I remember we said it may go down to 5. They were saying
Yeah.
that even then because of the pacing.
So what are they going to be, like 5 hour long episodes?
That's all we've ever said that
Perfect.
you could do.
Perfect.
Not
Yeah.
first episode an hour and then 20-minute farts for the next 5 episodes. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. I think that's the worst business model to undergo.
Holy shit.
Yeah, not having the consistency. And I get every show's different and things can be cut differently, but at least make
Yes.
it like
No.
the same and
Pacing
coherent.
is-
I remember when the shows first started, it was like episode 2 end credit scene, 4 end credit scene,
Right.
and the last one has an end credit
Yeah,
scene.
like, mix it up a little.
And now it's like nothing has end credit scenes, or episode 3 will have an end
Dude.
credit scene and nothing else will, and like
Why do you think
it's so inconsistent now. Like it's
we
crazy.
should look this up. Now I know there has been some shakeups in staff, and they did get rid of I can't remember her name, who was like a big wig, and she left or got fired.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Now I'm
but I don't know the
wondering
name.
on the TV side if any shift really happened between like say Hawkeye and
It does feel drastically different.
What's after Hawkeye?
Miss Marvel,
Moon Knight, right?
Moon
Maybe?
Knight, maybe.
There
yes,
seems
that
to
was
start
before
to
Miss Marvel,
be
I think. Yeah.
a shift because the shows were.
They
you
were
could
about characters they
argue
cared about.
whether you liked it or not. But
After
quality,
Hawkeye, they started introducing characters through the shows.
That's
the
what it
difference.
is.
Every show before that
was
was
already
built
grounded
on
in a reality we
pre-existing
already-
characters from characters who showed up in movies. Now it's like, meet Moon Knight, meh. Meet Miss Marvel, nah.
But it wasn't even that they screwed up. I think they tried to fit new characters into a time arc of we already know the character, and that was your problem. You can't give Moon Knight 5 episodes
And expect you to be like the biggest Moon Knight fan ever.
or whatever. Was
Yeah.
it 5? I think it was 5, right?
It was really short.
6, 7.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot.
No.
And they spent like 2 of the episodes on Exposition City. I remember this. I remember
The
us
first episode,
watching
they get
that.
nothing done, and he's just
Nothing.
blacking out
It's
and
just-
fights like a demon
which
dog.
is fine
Yeah.
for a 12-episode series.
Yeah.
In fact, I loved the first episode of that show.
Yeah,
I
and
think
the
it
last
was
episode's really good too. And Ethan Hawke fucking
probably
kills
the
it.
best
So
episode of the series was the first one.
Yeah.
And it like really gets you excited, and then they went.
yeah, and then they take
So
a
it's
huge
I'm like
steaming
legit
hot fart.
curious,
What
like,
happened?
Since Echo maybe kind of got semi-established a little, we at least met her.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a little better because it's not? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
She fights Kingpin. You know what I mean? At the
Right.
end of Hawkeye, which
So
I've
it's-
completely forgotten about by now. But yeah,
because Loki 2 looks amazing.
yeah.
They need
I'm
to
super
stop
excited.
releasing goddamn trailers.
I haven't watched anything
Don't.
except for the first.
They're
trailer.
everywhere.
There's
because
TV
I watch
spots.
football.
I
and,
know.
like, college football and stuff.
It's crazy.
Every other commercial, and they're showing you things, and I'm
And
like,
it's like a Miss Minutes featurette, and
Stop
like the
doing
whole
it.
Sylvie McDonald's diner
looks
scene.
really
and it's like,
good.
Yeah.
like,
Stop
that's
showing
why,
me.
though. They're
Yeah.
like, hey guys, we still know how to make good things. We still can do it.
But that's based off a character in the
we
movies,
already
based
know.
off a show that already got a season 1
That everybody loved.
that everybody loved.
It's universally considered the best.
The
of
best
the
Marvel shows.
And you can
Yeah.
argue about other ones, but overall, critic-wise,
It's pretty much the
consensus,
best.
It's considered
yeah,
the best.
it's the best cast. I think it's the best. It's the most consistent. Yeah, it doesn't rely on just fucking stupid explosions and dumb action.
No,
Except
no.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is good, but that's it.
good, but that's okay. Hawkeye, I love Hawkeye.
Yeah,
That's
Hawkeye
my
was
favorite.
great. Yeah.
I think Jeremy Renner carries that thing like, oh my god.
I haven't watched Hawkeye
And
since it
and
came
what's
out.
her name
man.
is amazing. I've watched it twice. I watched it
Haley
last
Steinfeld.
Christmas too.
I'm gonna watch it this Christmas
great.
probably.
I love
That's
Hawkeye.
why, because it is a Christmas
It is
show.
super Christmassy.
You can't like put it on at
You
any
watch
time.
that
you know?
and go watch No Way Home because it's the perfect because they're all taking
They
place within that
segue.
couple days
yeah,
of each other.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, so I'm
people
sorry. I didn't
people
mean to-
wanted so bad for like the swing over or
I would've taken
like
it.
the tree tipping over
Yeah.
in that
Just in the
Spider-Man
background.
shot. Yeah, anything or an arrow whizzing
I think
by.
that had a lot to do with the Sony stuff, though.
That's true.
People are like they're lazy. No, I think it has to do with contract.
If anybody know, could they not have put an arrow shot
They might
whizzing by Spider-Man?
Arrow, no. Christmas tree, they probably could have
Like,
got away with
tipping over.
having it laid down. Like maybe it's the week later and he just swings over the tree that's still.
They're
laying
still
on
trying
the
to fix
ground.
it. Yeah.
That they probably
Okay.
could have, but then
Okay.
it might go. It's too much of a reference.
No arrow, not even a whiz.
I could see
not
them.
even the sound of an arrow.
Sony.
Yeah.
Sony.
Yeah, fucking Sony, man. Yeah. But wouldn't they want that?
Sony.
Enough said about Sony.
So Echo, that comes out. That comes out in November.
Yeah,
right?
this year. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
well, actually, I think it got delayed to January.
Oh,
I
it did
believe.
get delayed.
Yeah, to next year. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
God
yeah,
damn
yeah.
it.
By a month or two.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out the week after Loki ended.
Yes. Yeah, it was supposed to lead right into
right
it. Like
into it.
Ahsoka was going to lead
Yeah.
into Loki, was going to lead into Echo. Yeah, which would have carried us through
I
the
was
end of
totally
the year.
fine with that.
Yeah, I Am Groot's supposed to drop season 2, or it did drop. Maybe I'm not sure. The budget leak from Marvels are going to pivot to some more MCU
So last
stories.
week we kind of mentioned it on one of the news things that initially it was 133 million.
130 million.
And everybody was like, "Oh well, shit."
That's pretty cheap.
That
it
was-
only has to make like 300 million to profit.
Off air, I said to you there were some rumors that that's pre-reshoots. So it was.
So the new
final budget
has
came
come in. Yeah, the it's a lot. Yeah, over a 2-year period.
Again, COVID delays.
COVID
this
delays.
is still from COVID
Yep.
time. We're
Yep.
not done with those movies and all the productions yet.
Oh yeah. So 274.8 million.
Just
275
yeah, it's-
million. 275 million freaking dollars.
slightly less than Indie and just a smidge less than
Fast
Fast.
X. Yeah. So
About the same as Mission Impossible.
this movie looked promising when it had almost half the budget being
at
reported.
133 million, this movie would have made them so much money.
I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay, they're learning. You know,
Reshoot
they don't
City,
have
though,
to.
man.
COVID.
COVID and reshoots. That probably was 75 million right
Yeah.
there.
It's the
Seriously.
entire cost of like a movie. Yeah. Yeah, which is unfortunate.
That's not good.
Which is not good. I don't think this movie, it has to make like $500 million, $600 million, basically. More?
Probably
yeah.
about 800.
Oh, Jesus.
850.
Fuck, man.
Depending on their the tie-ins and the
What
tax
we
breaks.
can hope for is that Barbie paved the way for
Barbie's
Marvels
gonna have positive-
for female audiences
No,
to
it
go
will.
into theaters.
100%.
Right.
The question is how much.
How much is that going to impact?
Guaranteed there'll be a bump. No matter what, there will be a bump. I
Yep.
just don't know what that bump is going to be.
The MCU Marvels got really lucky it's coming out the same year as Barbie.
It's also coming off of a Marvel movie that was actually well received.
Which one?
Guardians.
Oh, Guardians. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. And Ant-Man was take it or leave it. Now people are changing their tone on it.
Now a
but-
little bit after DC went.
Well, we do have some DC shit to talk about. Don't
But
let me forget
I
that,
don't.
but yeah.
I think critically, I think it's going to be a good movie, and I think me and you are going to end up liking it. The tone looks.
I want
fun.
to like it.
The tone looks fun.
Yeah. I want a Miss Marvel, not redemption, but I need a little bit more from that
if
show.
it's more of the
Yeah.
Marvel show,
Yeah.
and it's mixed with the first Captain Marvel movie,
Yeah.
then I think you might have a recipe for something there with Nick Fury in there and keeping it serious while everybody else plays goofy, funny girl comedy.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good.
He's going to be like the ground.
He's going to be the ground.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this movie. Probably.
Yeah, we get like a power switch, female-led comedy superhero movie.
Yeah,
Like, I'm in.
Where they say,
I'm
"Hey,
in.
this is a comedy. This isn't a action movie where we throw some quips
It's not
in
Thor
and ruin
4.
it. This
Yeah.
is an actual comedy, which means it'll be lighthearted, which means that the stakes won't be that bad, which
Yes.
means it'll be rewatchable, and it'll probably be a fun movie.
Yeah.
like a Guardians movie, a fun movie that's supposed to be funny and.
Is this written by the
silly.
same one who did the first one,
I don't
or
think so.
directed by
It's a
them?
new director.
Oh
It's
wow!
it's a female director.
Oh wow! Okay, Very cool. Very cool. I love the first Captain Marvel movie only because Jude Law is the bad guy, and it's fucking
Yeah, that
awesome.
movie gets a lot of
okay?
hate because of the Brie Larson stuff.
It's got 90s references.
It's not
Brie
a bad
Larson's-
movie.
Yeah, she's good looking.
It should have
she's
came
fine,
out,
you know.
I think, 3 years before it did in the timeline, and I
Yeah.
think it would have been more.
It would have been more
received,
successful
yeah,
when she
but
shows up in
better
like,
received.
and then put her in Infinity War and Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, and do all that. We got DC news. They acquired Fables
Okay.
Comics,
Oh.
which are
Don't they do,
responsible for one Wolf Among Us
yes,
comic.
They do all of those comics.
Yes.
All
So
the fractured.
so now
fairy tale style.
DC has that. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Oh, no.
I don't know if they're going to adopt it into their comic book universe. I don't think so. I think it was just something they could acquire, and they
See,
did. You know. So
I would actually be better if something like, as much as Warner Brothers has been sucking, if they acquired it, I would take a dark Wolf Among Us universe movies. Though that give me fairy tale creatures that have escaped fairy tale land to live
Yeah.
in regular land and hide themselves.
who would play a
Holy
wolf? Right.
Oh, I have a
Right.
Adam Driver.
Ooh, he could voice him for sure.
Benicio
You'd
del
almost-
Toro would be good, but he's a little too old.
He's
I
a little
feel
too
like
old.
now.
Yeah, I think he's a little too old.
But he would've
yeah,
killed it.
I wouldn't hate that. Yeah, so that's just some news. They just
God, I
acquired
could spend 20 minutes. I
the
love
Fables.
Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I'm genuinely excited. Wolf Among Us 2. That's coming out, right?
Yeah,
Or came
the
out.
game's
or,
coming out. I
Yeah,
think in March.
that's
March or
perfect.
April.
Then they got to do something with that Wolf Among Us because that's basically like
That's
now
the-
they can counter
that's-
Werewolf by
that's my
Night.
favorite
Just do
best
Wolf
Telltale-
Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
Just do a Wolf Among Us HBO Max series. 8 episodes,
You could
hour
just
long.
redo the game. You could do that game that they did.
Just adapt the game.
Adapt the game into
They're-
a show.
They
The
love
game's
that.
fucking
They just did
amazing.
Last of Us.
The game's amazing.
That'd be perfect.
Oh my god, it's one of the best. That is the best Telltale game. I know people like The Walking Dead, but Wolf Among Us is fucking amazing.
I would take
I'm
that.
done. I got
I would watch.
nerding out.
I would. I would watch a Wolf Among Us.
Oh, I would watch that.
show.
Oh god,
HBO Max
Oh my
Wolf
God,
Among Us
please,
show.
please, please, please,
yeah,
please,
yeah,
please.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, where should we go next? Let's go
Let's
to.
let's get into how bad Expendables is flopping.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do some?
Because we got to
some
review
box
up.
office? Yeah.
We shredded it, and sometimes people will say, "Hey, you guys are being really mean,"
We tore it apart like a paper shredder. Yeah, that movie sucked.
but it was bad.
Expend4BLES
Like
sucked.
when you only have the bar this high, like we joked about before we saw it, like, hey, at least Jason Statham's in it. We like Jason Statham, and like he's turned. You used to not like him, but he's like he carries so many movies.
I've become a fan.
He's a
In the
good-
past
he's fun.
Year alone, I've
Right?
become a Jason Statham.
and you know,
fan.
start to notice,
Yeah.
oh, shitty movies that end up being okay are solely because
Jason
he's in it.
Statham, Crank. Crank
Crank.
would have been the worst movie ever if it didn't
But
have
somehow
Jason
he
Statham.
turned the most ridiculous, ludicrous concept of all time into one of the most fun action movies you'll ever
it's
see.
Human Speed. Yeah, it's Crank basically, and he fucking murders that movie.
He's amazing.
Yeah, with his
Holy
comedy chops in Crank.
shit.
Yeah. This is
So
a
he
Jason
could
Statham
not-
fan page now.
He couldn't save this movie.
No.
He tried too.
He did.
By the end of the movie, he's tired.
His
He is
scenes
physically
are
tired.
single-handedly the best in the movie.
Every scene.
Every
Minus
scene.
the sex scene, which I think is.
The sex fight, yeah, with Megan
They
Fox
give
and
you all
Jason Statham.
that,
Yeah.
and then people are like, "Oh, are you a prude?" No, because then you don't even get any nudity. You get the whole fucking.
Yeah, she pushes
in
the head
window,
down,
She pushes
and
the head
then,
down,
like,
and they
she's
cut
in
to
lingerie.
bed, and she rolls over, and she's fully one-pieced in lingerie, and he's like, "How's that for you?"
One Piece. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. How much did it make over the? Do
So,
we know
Because
exactly?
it's Monday, and we only have estimates, not finals.
Mm-hmm.
8.5 million.
Wow! Holy
Roughly
shit!
half of what the last one made, which was a disappointment, which did roughly half of what the first one or
Is
second
that
one did.
the biggest flop of 2023, or is it the biggest flop of 2023 so far?
It depends budget wise, because yes, 100
Oh.
million is a lot,
'Kay.
but it is only 100 compared to a 300 like an
That's
Indiana
true.
Jones.
That's true.
and
That's
this
true.
movie, Asian markets will go nuts for Jason Statham like
That's
Meg.
true.
And
That's
this might
true.
end up making 300 million worldwide.
Worldwide.
which will break even.
Okay.
So domestically?
Domestic.
Oh God, yes.
Yes.
Domestically, this is a joke.
Domestic, not relative to the budget. Yeah, I think it's probably the biggest flop of the year. You know what I mean? Because Indy came out and only made like.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. 8.3.
Oh,
9.5. It's even less.
You're like, excuse me, new info coming in as we speak.
And tomorrow we might get the finals. It might be lower. That might be the studio trying to get it over 8 for the estimates. Seriously, because no one ever normally reads
They're
the
like,
actuals.
quit, invent a national holiday for Monday so we can extend it to a 4-day weekend.
The Nun 2.
Please,
The
God.
Nun 2, number 1 at 8.4 and change.
Number one. I don't care about the
None.
movie getting number one. I care about the Conjuring universe having a number one movie, so we get another Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson Conjuring movie, and that's it.
That's all you want.
Because the movie wasn't the worst thing we've seen this month, but it was meh.
It wasn't great. It was okay. It was okay.
As far as horror goes.
Yeah, it was all right. I don't have anything negative.
It wasn't
really
as bad as Expend4BLES, that's for sure. Nothing can dethrone The Nun. Haunting in Venice didn't even do that, right? No. What the fuck? Nun's been... This is September. Nun's been one for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's really bad. 15 million was the over-under. We had the poll. I forgot to look at the numbers. Most of you guys said over.
Really? Wow. People were generous.
Which I get because, I mean, like it's a fourth movie in an action franchise.
Stallone,
It's been 9 years.
Megan
Maybe
Fox.
you think that the hype is rebuilding up.
Those are names. Who played Nighthawk? Who played the Killer Instinct guy? Straight up, we're just calling him Nighthawk.
The first one made 34.8 to open, to give you some kind of reference.
Expend4BLES?
Yeah. And that was
yeah.
2010? 9?
Yeah.
So
2010, 12, and 14 were 1, 2, and 3, I think.
So you're talking nearly 15 years ago, it opened to 35 million. So that's like probably 50 million. That's why you got a second one, okay? The second one, 28.5 million. Again, a fall, but not terrible.
Yeah.
That's not failure.
And the
that's
third
why
one?
you say, okay, we'll make a third one. Third one only made 15.8. That's why you wrap it up. Okay, guys,
well, that's why they haven't made one in the past 10 years.
But then I guess somehow
But Stallone wasn't in the
them.
Creed movie and needed a paycheck this year, so he goes, doing Expendables 4. Expend4BLES!
The original made $103 million in North America.
Damn.
All three installments have broken 200 million globally.
Damn.
That's why we got a fourth.
A fourth. Okay. This won't probably do that.
Know.
Probably not. I think you're right on the worldwide. I think domestically this is the biggest flop of the year.
It's not good.
No.
Haunting in Venice
is not good.
6.3. It's
okay.
Kind of a fall.
That's holding its own, though.
The reviews are good, but nobody's watching it. It's kind of sad.
I don't think anybody cares.
There's multiple movies we've seen this year that I think have been good that have not made money.
Yeah. Indie Mission Impossible.
Haunted Mansion.
When
you guys watch that next week and it drops and you're going to watch people go,
watch it again.
Why didn't I go watch this in theaters? And I'm going to go, fucking Disney.
Yeah. Fucking Disney sucks, man, because they just wanted to dump it on Disney Plus. Yeah. Fuck Disney, man.
Equalizer was 4 at 4.7 million.
That's holding its own.
Yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
weird.
I don't think it's going to it's not going to break 100 million domestically. It'll be the first one. Barbie rounds out the top 5 at 3.2 million.
Okay.
It Lives Inside, which we have not seen. We will be watching that today.
Review probably
this week. I'm sure at some point.
Yeah.
Next week it's going to be Review City. We might just change the channel.
4
to
movies.
Review City.
Review Mountain.
Review Mountain. That's the next week.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep cranking
Mount Reviewus. Instead of Vestigius or whatever. Mount Reviewus. Yeah, box office. Is that all?
I mean,
is that all our numbers?
There was a limited release from A24 called Stop Making Sense. It was only in IMAX.
Really?
264 theaters.
Well, that's like a documentary, I think.
Okay.
Something or other. That's why we didn't get Expend4BLES in IMAX, is because fucking A24 had to put
easy now.
dog shit
in out of everywhere. Woo.
That's how we get the comments.
The A24 is
That's how we get the comments. I fucking shit on A24. That's how we get the comments. Taylor Swift. You got in the box office. Do we want to make
let's get into a little bit of the strike stuff.
Documentary. Taylor
people were
Swift.
Pissed a couple weeks ago because how dare she when there's a strike going on, or she's taking advantage because there might not be movies. Well,
you don't have to write a concert, guys.
Turns out she reached out to the unions and got approval
because she agreed to the demands, right?
Said,
she's like, "What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Because my concert, my tour's made $3.19 trillion.
Swifties by any stretch of the imagination, but like to me, it's another example.
She gets points. That's
how
for
hard
sure.
Is that?
It's not hard.
A24
has done it. AMC has done it. Now Taylor Swift has done it.
And that brings
not
us
AMC theaters, but AMC the
TV
streaming.
TV
yeah.
So that leads us to a couple different things. One, they're saying maybe 125 million opening weekend.
Dang! Holy shit!
Yeah. And two, they have been locked in negotiations. Now we might have to overdub this because we might have a deal.
Oh yeah.
By the time we upload this.
Oh
I'm not kidding. They've been meeting for like 4 days.
Oh shit! Damn.
Like every day, nonstop since Thursday.
Well, because they realize they have to do something, we
it's
won't get
real.
movies next year.
What was that one of the major producers said back in May? If it goes past September 30th,
we're
it's
fucked.
The end of Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah, we're like,
that's really weird. Oh my God! The last minute, every
you
person
still have
in the
like
world.
Netflix announcing season 2 of One Piece. Hey guys, you can't write or film that
because I think they know. They're gonna have to cave.
Right.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
Because otherwise you can't release your shit. Yeah.
Or we take over.
Yeah.
We'll move out to Hollywood and go, what do you guys want to make? We'll pay you. Whatever. It's cool, man. We'll just
I'll make One Piece season 2.
Cool. right?
And
So
I guarantee you it will be better than anything that'll come out in a year or two. God, we were talking about horror movies and we didn't even mention that. Smile 2.
Smile 2
gets a 2024 release. Yeah, so
I'm not surprised. This actually took a little longer than I thought.
do we need a second one?
Well,
I guess the monster is still out there. Yeah, so
it made a bunch of money, so we needed a second.
That's true. I'm okay with that. Smile's good. It was
I
good
didn't like the
horror.
end.
The ending sucked.
I don't know how you're gonna do it too, because no one of the characters are gonna be alive.
Just
basically.
that guy who had the
But he's gonna
demon inside of him, and it's the same movie.
But it'll pick up with how he died and how another person.
How he passed it on to another female lead. Yeah. Because that dude probably couldn't carry an entire movie.
No, God, no. I don't even know who he is.
That was just a little blurb. Smile 2. I don't know how to. I'm trying to find a natural segue to one of our other stories. I mean, insert natural segue here.
Right? Remember,
no,
to be completely off. We get accused of that. We don't prepare. Remember?
Sequels. Okay. Sequel series. Frasier gets a reboot. Weird.
Hear the blues are calling. Toss salad. That's the teaser trailer. That's the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
He is singing it now today as like 80-year-old Frasier with the line coming over
They're like panning in the living room. Yeah.
Reminds me of Will Ferrell doing like Neil Diamond. Hey, baby.
Toss salad and scrambled eggs. What is it?
Like look up like after we get off here. Will Ferrell doing a Neil Diamond. He was an old country singer.
Okay.
He'd come out. He's always like, "I'm Neil Diamond." He'd like be drunk. He'd be holding like a scotch and.
Frasier gets a reboot for some reason. I think they should have just done a third show in the Cheers Frasier universe.
This is basically what it is, but what would you call it without calling it Frasier?
Or Cheers.
You know what I mean? But that's what it is. This is like the third continuation now.
Yeah.
Like Cheers,
of the
Frasier,
Cheers cinematic universe.
Frasier back, but again, it's going to be different. I don't know.
Frasier's got a kid. The dad in real life is
He died.
gone. Yeah.
So
and
he's going to be dead in the show.
The dog, Eddie, which is my biggest heartbreak of all time.
The first episode will be them getting a new puppy. I go ahead and put money on it.
Well, the dog brought the dad in. Frasier didn't want the dog.
Right.
So
that will be why. Because now he's grown because
he wants a dog.
He wants a dog. I probably wrote the show.
It's Frasier's kid.
Yeah. Spoilers, Bean was on the writer.
Which, does Frasier have a kid in the original series?
No.
Maybe there's something with like Niles and Daphne maybe have kids at one point. I don't know.
It's been 100 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how you know who Frasier is.
I watched Frasier. Me and Zach used to watch. We used to get really high and watch Frasier.
17, 18-year-old Ryan munching on popcorn watching Frasier. That's really a really funny visual. That's what you were blowing me off for doing things when I first hired you. You were like,
no, this was a couple years after.
Frasier. So, bro, I can't.
I got weed to smoke and Frasier to watch.
Frasier.
I loved Frasier. I don't know why. I think maybe because it's like radio host and it just hit close to home. You know what I mean?
That stuff I loved.
Yeah. And Roz was always great, and I love Niles. My bong's named Niles. My other one was named Frasier.
We have a Roz now.
We do, which we might just call her Roz.
That's the nickname.
Show. Yeah. We have a Roz. We just got to call her by the actress's name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Frasier, she's like the super overbearing like manager.
She's
friend.
like the producer, manager.
You guys gotta do. You have to do this, Frasier. Like that's our lives. Right now.
Paramount Plus Frasier reboot series. He has his kid that doesn't want him in his life or something or other. He's like, there's an interaction where he's like, "Oh, you can't sit on that couch in jeans." Like Frasier's all.
The kid will be like, "Stop singing that song."
Scrambled eggs. That's his doorbell. When it fucking rings, it just makes that.
You do Frasier, but yet he's got like maybe dementia or Alzheimer's, and he's in like a retirement home, and he's just singing that song. he thought I was being serious. No,
that's a bit we get to do. I don't know if they can do that, but
cancel.
Get a rocking chair. Salad and scrambled eggs.
I just don't know what the plot's going to be because they were saying something.
He has his kid. His kid's got to move in with him.
Radio show though, right? Isn't he done?
I think he's retired. He's like old because Kelsey Grammer's old.
But that made the show. The radio stuff made the show.
That's why I watched it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I semi-joke about the retirement home, but at least that would give it like some kind of weird plot where the kid has to visit, and now he's like,
yeah, something.
Make it sweet because he is
do they move in together? Like, is it like? Is it like
I'll check it out.
Frasier, but instead of the dad moving in, it's the son moving in?
They're gonna do Frasier again.
And it's just Frasier, but just without David Hyde Pierce Niles. So then it's just Kelsey Grammer playing off his son,
which will mean
and is Roz there?
Which means the son will have a brother or a cousin, like a half brother or half cousin.
Okay,
who will be while Frasier plays the dad
and falls in love with a British girl, and then they get married and. just Frasier. It's just gonna be
just gonna
Frasier
be
again.
Frasier
That doesn't make
again.
any sense, dude. It's literally Paramount Plus streaming. Got a couple more things.
Also, they canceled the bumper show from the Pitch Perfect thing. They were doing a show on Peacock.
Oh, with Adam Devine.
And they greenlit it for a second season.
Really?
And they were like getting ready to do production once the strike ended, and they announced yesterday that they were canceling it.
Dang it. Love me some
And
Adam
the very
Devine.
first comment on every news story was, "That's a very loose butthole of you." Peacock. I was like, oh my God.
I didn't watch that show, man.
I was going to.
but
I got to finish the movies. I
his
was actually
character
excited.
is probably the funniest
the
part about
funniest
those
shit in
Pitch
the-
Perfect movies. I love Adam Devine, especially since
He's
watching
little
Modern,
Jack
Modern
Black.
Family. You know, I mean.
Once
yeah.
I tell people like he's Jack Black Jr., they go, "No."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
My
Yeah.
daughter's eyes went this big. She's like, "Oh my God, he is. He sounds like him.
Kung
he
Fu
sings
Panda
like him.
5,
He's
Son
all
of
over the
Poe.
top.
Adam Devine is
He's Jack
fucking
Black.
Jack Black's son, and yeah,
Short,
just
funny, loud, over
do
the
that.
top. He's Jack Black.
Yeah, just do that.
I love Adam Devine.
Yeah, bumper.
Yeah, they need to have a movie.
Yeah,
Like
Do
how
a
they had the
fucking
Adam Sandler
together movie.
Andy Samberg.
Oh yeah,
Father, That's My Boy.
That's my boy.
It was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But they should have done that. They should do that with a Jack Black, Adam Devine.
Ooh, okay, I'd watch that.
I'd
I'd watch the shit out of that. Yeah, Amazon Prime set to add. Not ads necessarily. They're dubbing it as TV commercials to give you a more cable-like experience.
Wow.
So you're adding ads to your
we
platform.
live in a dystopia where they can spend.
So you're putting ads on your platform.
Remember how nice it was to sit down at
And
home
watch
at prime time and watch
commercials.
commercials? No, that's why we just did this whole streaming thing for the last 15 years. What are you
Right.
talking about?
Hulu Live's back to it. They've always had ads, I guess. Disney's putting ads in. It's like $1.99 for 3 months with ads. I'm like, fuck you. Yeah, literally. Fuck off,
Yeah, like,
man.
okay, if you pay
How
for
did
the
Peacock and Paramount become better streaming services? I don't get that. They cost $5, like
Well,
minimal ads.
$5 for minimal, then you got to pay another $5.99 on a Peacock, and they bill you separately. I thought my account was hacked because I forgot to cancel my subscription.
Like who keeps subscribing to Peacock? Yeah.
I'm like, why am I getting
Oh,
double
you still gotta watch
billed?
Twisted Metal, by the way.
That's
I
why
totally
I'm fucking
forgot about that show.
subscribed to Peacock and I'm wasting money. I know. I need to watch it. You
haven't even watched this show,
gotta-
and you
we
just
gotta
been
get outta here.
subscribing to fucking Peacock.
I know. I
Yeah.
did it to. I also want to watch the Office fan episodes because they're like 10 minutes longer.
Oh, yes.
And I've never seen those, and they're all the way up to 7 seasons.
Wow.
And that's
okay.
all the Michael Scott stuff.
Okay.
So I'm ready to start.
Perfect.
Blowing
Yeah.
through that. So.
Okay. Season 7, Rick and Morty. Then we just hard out. Subscribe, comment, season 7, Rick and Morty. We're done.
And that's what you put the whole thing is Rick and Morty. You like the thumbnail, the description. People are like waiting. When are they gonna talk?
Rick and Morty season 7 announcement. Yeah. Thumbnail, all the whole shebang.